Hi, good morning, welcome, and thank you for coming today. My name is Michael Bryant. I'm with the city's communications department. We are going to have two speakers for you this morning. The first is City Manager Jim Twombly. Spelling is Jimtwombly. The second will be, second is Vanessa Wilson, Vanessa Wilson. Thank you. Jim.
Good morning. Again, City Manager Jim Twombly, and thank you all for being here this morning. Appreciate it. I'm pleased to announce that Aurora Police Division Chief Vanessa Wilson has been named the Aurora Police Department's Interim Police Chief. Her appointment as Interim Police Chief will be effective January 1st. Chief Wilson is a dedicated and proven leader in the Aurora Police Department. She excels at building consensus and developing strong ties to the community. After assessing the current circumstances and the challenges the police department has faced, I believe Vanessa will provide the leadership and direction needed at this time. With 24 years of serving the police department and our residents, Vanessa has the experience and the community relationships in place to be successful as interim chief, and her vision for fulfilling this role came through clearly in my conversations with her. It's important to add that the recruitment effort for the replacement of Chief Metz is proceeding. It's estimated that the recruitment will take 6 to 8 months. In our discussion with the recruiter, we emphasized the need for robust community input, discussion, and outreach, and hearing from the rank and file officers within the police department. My commitment to all is that we will hire the best person available, as Aurora deserves nothing less. Thank you, and with that, I'll introduce Vanessa Wilson.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. So as Mr. Twombly said, my name is Vanessa Wilson. I currently serve as the Division Chief for the Metro Division. I want to first of all thank you all, the media, for being here today and taking the time out of your busy schedules to report on this important announcement. I'm grateful to be chosen to lead this agency in the coming months as the national search for the new chief begins. Let's be honest, I'm stepping in a very turbulent time. I acknowledge that the community is angry. Their trust has been shaken and our relationship has been fractured. I promise you today that we will work tirelessly to regain that trust, because I will state no one is above the law, and you expect professionalism from this police department, and that is what we are going to deliver. I stand here today also knowing that we have issues, but I also stand proud to wear this uniform, because the men and women, 1,000+ employees, police officers, dispatchers, and civilian personnel dedicated their lives to this profession, and there should not be a blanket condemnation of this agency. I believe that we will survive this, and we will grow stronger together. What I need from you as the community leaders, city council, city management, and their mayor, is support. We know that you expect accountability. I'm here to welcome and accept anything that the city managers decide in the public asks that we do. I know that Councilmember Nicole Johnson has put together a working group and has already had a meeting with the community members to address the issues so that we can come to a resolution, a standard of accountability and policies and procedures that not only the community can believe in, but the officers can believe in as well. The community needs a voice and a way to be heard. And I want to stand here today and tell you that I hear you, and that I promise that we will move forward with the recommendations that we receive. I also ask the leaders of the community with the Aurora Key Community Response Team, the Aurora branch of the NAACP, our Citizens Police Advisory Team, for all of them to be active in this transition, because we need your help. This isn't a business that we can close our doors and flip the close sign on. This is a public safety agency, and the citizens of Aurora, the community, needs their police department, and they need to believe in us. So with that, I ask you for your help, and I tell the people, the men and women of the Aurora Police Department, to hold your heads up high, and we will get through this together. Thank you.
When you talk about challenges, specifically, what are you talking about?
Excuse me, sir, challenges? Well, obviously, the trust in the community has been very significantly shaken, and it's been shaken by previous events that we've gone through for the last 4 months. And
What specifically are you talking about?
I believe that the tragic death of Elijah McClain has caused questions and concerns, and people are asking for accountability from the police department and asking for us to take a deep look at our policies and procedures of how we initially respond to a call. People are concerned about the fact that in that incident, body-worn cameras fell off. To address that, I have asked my commander of the electronic support section to find a retention system, and I believe we have found a retention system. It's on order. We're hoping that it will be delivered through this week. It's a holiday week, so it may be next week. And it'll be mandatory that each officer wears that retention system. In order to have trust in that, I asked the academy staff to reenact a ground grappling situation, a very violent ground grappling fight, and that retention system stayed on and the cameras stayed in place. I will push back on anyone that believes or puts the narrative out there that our officers intentionally took those cameras off. That is absolutely not the truth. I think we have a retention system that we can rely on now, and hopefully we don't have these issues in the future. However, this is technology, and as we all know, things will happen, and we will address them as they do.
Do you believe the incident with Officer Meyer was handled properly?
I think it's inappropriate for me to comment on that because the City Manager Twombly has ordered an internal investigation that will be conducted by former U.S. Attorney John Walsh, as well as the 18th Judicial District, George Brockler, he's here today. Thank you, sir, for being here. We'll also be reviewing that case.
But as an officer, what was your reaction seeing that video for the first time?
I will say that video is disturbing and shocking, and I think we can all agree to that. But again, I can't comment because I don't want to taint the investigation or sway any independent review of this situation.
It sounds like ensuring the body cameras stay on. You're already taking some steps in this new role.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
else can you tell the public that you're doing or working on?
Well, I will be working closely with council and as well as the city leaders to come up with a process that the community can believe in, and so that citizens have a voice in this community and can hold us accountable because we work for you. I have named an executive team that I have the utmost faith in, and I'll be putting that information out to the department shortly after this press conference. And I have asked them to work on setting up a tactical review board of the Elijah McClain case. Chief Nick Metz promised that would happen. I think it's important, and we need to continue on that vein so that we can address any issues that are uncovered in that.
Speaking of Chief Metz, would he be available for an interview? You guys talk about transparency. Would he be available to speak with the press, speak with the public?
So with that, I would say that we are asking for an internal review from bottom to top on the incident, of the Nate Meyer
That's not
incident.
the question. The question is, would Chief Metz be available?
I can't answer for Chief Metz, sir. So you
City
can
Manager
request
Twombly,
that.
Would you make him available for an interview?
He's available for interviews. I've asked him to refrain from discussing the Meyer case simply because it is under investigation right now.
When would he be available for an on-camera interview?
He's available at any time for an on-camera interview, but like I said, the Meyer situation is off limits.
City Manager, do you think this whole transition, retiring and interim out of this, is this a little bit confusing for the public and the rank and file, kind of how this is all played out?
Well, I think the fact that Deputy Chief O'Keefe announced his retirement and withdrawal from the interim chief, that threw a loop, I guess you might say. But I think we've recovered very well and have a lot of faith in Chief Wilson.
And it said there were some circumstances that kind of led to that with him announcing his retirement, or was there more to it, or was it just simply he's retiring?
He's retiring.
You mentioned circumstances. I mean, this city is under a great deal of scrutiny right now. How would you respond to this, and how would you respond to all the scrutiny that this city is under right now?
Well, I think the way for us to respond is to be as transparent and open as possible, and that's how we plan to handle it.
Then why have you asked Chief Metz not to talk about it?
Well, because, as I said before, currently the DA is investigating that situation, and we have called for an independent, objective review of everything that happened internally ourselves. So it'd be best and inappropriate for him to talk about it at this time, for the same reasons that Chief Wilson talked about.
But you talk about transparency. How is it not transparent to have the people with the know-how and the knowledge not to speak?
It's very similar to any time there's an investigation going on in terms of refraining from somehow tainting or skewing viewpoints about that. We just need for the process to take its course, and then we'll be able to talk about it after we have reports from both the DA and former U.S. Attorney Walsh.
Well, you're talking about transparency. Now is the time to be transparent.
No, I think after we get those reports will be the time to talk about those.
I wanted to ask about the Aurora Town Center. We've had shootings. We've had shootings over the years. We've had, no matter what name, it's supposed to be Aurora Mall, now it's the Town Center. Talked to merchants who said they've had enough and are getting out of there. Seems to me this is a big issue for Aurora. That's a lot of tax base there. What are we doing about it? What are we doing to make people feel so they can shop there safely?
Well, we have a very close working relationship with management of the mall and with the ownership of the mall. And in fact, we'll be having a meeting with them later this week to talk about what other actions we can take to help ensure the security of the shoppers there and merchants.
Do you have anything to say about that?
I would just add that we are going to make recommendations to the mall, and I know that Commander Condrey of District 2 has been in conversations with them, and we've asked them to be good partners with us and to do some of those changes that we've asked for. And I don't have specifics before you ask me, but we are going to meet with them later this week.
Again, transparency. It's the holiday season. It's the end of the holiday season. What makes a shopper feel safe in that mall?
We have off-duty officers that work within the mall, and we also have increased patrol around the mall right now with the recent event, the tragic loss of a life on Friday.
Is that gang activity that's happening there? Is that what we're saying?
I can't comment on that because we still have some interviews to be taken care of, but I can say that there was an argument that ensued between two groups of people.
Chief, are you interested in the permanent position of chief?
Yes, I will be applying.
Chief Wilson, you said this is a turbulent time for you guys. What made you want to step up right now? Was there any specific incidents, or what's kind of your driving force to step into this position?
Well, for one, I love this community, and for one, I love this agency. And the men and women of this police department face extreme challenges and dangers every day. And if I'm not brave enough to stand in front of a few cameras tonight, then I shouldn't be standing here. So I'm doing this because they need me, the community needs me, and we need to heal from this, and we need the community's help in doing that.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, like are you from Colorado, the law enforcement experience?
So a bio has been given to all of you, and so this is actually my anniversary date. This is the start of my 24th year with the Aurora Police Department. I did a couple years in a small police department in Virginia Commonwealth University before I was employed by the city of Aurora. I've had different leadership roles throughout the organization, and I also would really like to thank Chief Nicholas Metz for giving me the opportunity to become the first female division chief. I'd be remiss not to mention him in that, so thank you.